and subscribe.
Awesome. So, welcome to our first episode of Reiki in Real Life. So, I have the amazing Jilinn Wilson here with me, who is a client of mine, and wanted to bring her on here for those of you maybe who have never experienced a Reiki session before, or have experienced it, and maybe whatever your experience was, just kind of wanted to talk to some real people about what a Reiki session is like. So, welcome, Jilinn. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. So I wanted to talk to you about, just ask you a few quick questions. So first of all, before our session together, have you ever experienced Reiki before?
So I had experienced Reiki one time, but it was a couple years ago. And I will say I was very skeptical. So I don't believe I got out of that session maybe what you should, or maybe I didn't allow to get anything out of that session because I did not shut my brain off. And I was like, is this over yet? Are we done? What are we doing? What is going on? And
What's
so,
happening?
exactly. I was like, is there supposed to be something happening? But
Right. Yeah. So that I'm so glad that you said that because so first of all, too, for those of you who don't know me and maybe don't know my story, I was very skeptical too the first time I ever had a session. And the first time was like fine, but it was kind of like what you said, like I didn't know what to expect. So I think that that not knowing did kind of block whatever was supposed to happen from happening, or
right.
or maybe it happened and I didn't realize it. Like I think that people have this expectation that you're going to walk in and be like, I don't know, glowing or fixed or whatever, but it's just it's very gentle, which is great, which why I believe it works. And then why it's just why it's so beautiful. Like it's not this like crazy like
Right.
there's no snapping or cracking. It's not like
Yeah.
chiropractic. It's not like acupuncture. There's not like an actual thing. There is a thing happening, but it's not, you can't see it. So it's
Uh-huh.
that's a beautiful way for you to describe it. Um awesome. So what was it like during our session together from your perspective?
That's a great question. So I will preface that obviously I'm friends with you, so I felt more relaxed and comfortable. But I don't think that has to be, something that you have to thoroughly know your Reiki person. But I was very relaxed, and it was a completely different experience
Awesome.
by feeling just different things in your body in terms of relaxation, seeing different things, colors, and all that kind of stuff that I feel you're supposed to experience, but it was in full effect when I had my session with you.
Well, that's a good point. And that's the thing is like, I don't know if there's anything you're supposed to feel. I have noticed, I will say the majority of people are like us because I also experience, and when you say seeing things, it's not maybe what people expect it to
Not
be.
like
It's just like
creatures or
gentle,
anything.
right? It's just like gentle waves of color, gentle
Yes.
waves of like, just movement, waves of it's energy, but
Yeah.
it just comes across as like lines, or maybe clouds, but
Yep.
not like I don't see people, um, or
Yep. We
um,
don't.
but some people don't. Some people are more like they hear things or they feel sensations. They feel hot or cold. They feel
Hmm.
tingling or they feel like physical releases in their body, like little tiny twitches. There is no right or wrong answer, but I think sometimes people expect X and they get Y, so they feel like it didn't work. And that's
Right.
not always the case. Um, well, thanks for sharing that. Did you notice anything in the hours or days afterwards, any shifts or any takeaways that came through?
So I will say again with the session with you, saw like all the colors, all the things. I felt the things, the tingling, the relaxing. And I will say after, hours after, it almost is like you're this ball of yarn before you sit in there and you're all wound up. And then after you're like, oh, I'm all untangled. Like it does feel like you had a release. And
That
days after, it was easier. It almost felt like the cloudiness is released and you can make decisions easier without like battling back and forth in your mind.
that's
So,
such a great way to
clarity.
describe it. No, I love that. So it was funny because somebody actually described it yesterday that I was just having a random conversation with. they said that before they felt like a ball of spaghetti.
Oh,
And they said that they felt like spaghetti noodles in a bowl, and then by the end they felt like guitar strings. And I was
yeah.
like, that's a really cool way to describe it because I can relate to that. I can definitely see how that would how you would feel that way. So very interesting.
Yeah.
So how has this session helped you show up differently either for yourself or for others?
I feel that it's almost like a therapy session without talking, where it gave me the grace and remembrance that I need to have a little grace with myself, along with, spouse, children, colleagues. But it also reminded me that I need to stop, relax, and listen. I have a difficult time doing that, sort of waiting for whoever you believe in. Mine is God, waiting for God to like give me the answers because I
Right,
don't stop and actually listen.
right.
So it reminded me that I need to slow down and take a couple minutes for myself and actually listen.
That's beautiful. And yes, and I feel the exact same way. I had that moment. Well, I have that moment all the time, but definitely like last week was very overwhelming for me. And I did the same thing. I was like, I have to stop. I have to stop and listen. Like I set aside time in the morning. My husband took Lucas to school. So I was just like, I'm listening. I'm here.
Yeah,
And it's amazing the things that come up when you take that time, even if it's just like 10 minutes to just
right.
slow down. It's amazing what comes through. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And then my final question for you is for somebody that's never tried Reiki before, what would you tell them?
I would absolutely just say, give it a try. You don't know what you don't know. And honestly, if you can walk in sort of with an open mind, even just thinking like our busy lives, if you can just go and lay down and be like, I'm just going to lay here and relax and just let it be and be open about it, I think it could be, life changing. It's very, very helpful. I will say that. And I don't do it enough, put it that way.
I don't think anybody does it enough. I don't
Uh,
even do it enough. And I do
right.
it almost every day.
Yes.
um, it is interesting too. The more I've learned and the more I've studied, how different cultures incorporate
Mhm.
Reiki. In other countries, it's like part of every moment of their day, which is beautiful. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And I hope that you have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.